Welcome to episode 42, The Purpose of Life. Please ensure your closed captioning is on to better understand what I'm saying. So, what's so fundamentally wrong with getting power or riches by exploiting the earth and its people, or from exploiting the earth and its people? Well, my blog sort of stresses that to me it's fundamentally wrong to act only in selfish self-interest and not care about the long-term survival of the earth and people on the earth. So, going back to my blog episodes 9 and 31, does this mean I agree with Neo? Does it mean I believe that the purpose of life is to survive? Yes. But again, going back to episodes 9 and 31, it's not a dog eat dog survival of the fittest situation. If you have been following my blog, you will know that actions that support the long-term survival of the earth and its inhabitants comprise a key or comprise key facets of my philosophy of life. That's because for the human race to survive as a species, we must eventually find a way to leave this earth and get to another habitable planet. And to do that, we need an earth that's free of conflict, where the creative talents of all people, even the most obscure, have a chance to contribute to or enhance the survival prospects of the earth and its inhabitants. And when I say obscure, think of those undiscovered abilities as I described in episode 26. The way I see it, a child coming into this world has no control over his or her birth circumstances and or conditions. The child could be black or white, Chinese or American, could be born to the president of an European country or to a refugee struggling to survive in a camp in Africa. The child could be born with a birth defect or in such harsh conditions he or she doesn't survive a year, or could be born with a deformity or a genetic defect that hampers or shortens life, or could be born to a millionaire, or born to the poorest person on this planet. The bottom line is that when you and I first poked our heads into this world, we had no idea what sort of life we were coming into and whether the circumstances of our parent or parents would mean an ordinary life or a difficult life, a life of comfort or one of hardship. Ah, the innocence of a newborn. But no matter our circumstances, we are all born with the animalistic instinct to survive. Surviving. For some, it's not much of a struggle. For others, it is. For some, much more so than others. There's, that's where the saying about helping those less fortunate than yourself comes from. But while some will help the less fortunate, many others are viewing it as survival of themselves only. But that creates inequalities that ferment conflict that may lead to our planet being destroyed and the human species not surviving. Some folks, by luck or actions combined with luck, become powerful and wealthy. I say luck because no matter a person's ability or talent or skill or creativity, they will never achieve their power or wealth without some happenstance beyond their control. Nobody is ever self-made. In the first place, your parents made you. And while you might set goals and fight hard, internal joke, fight, this means war, and fight hard to achieve what you do, Your life is shaped by a series of events, most of which just happen or don't happen to you or for you. Events totally outside your control. Just think, you never know when you cross a road whether you are going to get across safely or whether it's your misfortune to be crossing just when some driver has a heart attack and plows into you and everything for you is changed forever. You could be killed or seriously hurt. Or you might just be bruised a bit and the driver become a great friend. Or the driver turns out to be the person who helps you achieve a lifetime goal, in which case the outcome of that driver contacting you turns out to be fortunate. You just never know. Think of a teacher. Think of a dictator. Can any working adult, internal joke, what you working at, Willis? Can any working adult who is reading this say there is not at least one instance in your life that could have easily derailed your path to your current situation, to your working life, and likely your current occupation? And to me, that's why people with power and wealth should share. They didn't get to where they are by themselves and need to keep others and need to help others to enhance the survival prospects of the human species. It's a tough balancing act, I know. See my blog episode 33. But it's about evolving past our survival of the fittest nature in order to survive. Of course, many people with money and wealth live out selfish lives with seemingly no detrimental consequences to themselves. They are oblivious to the fortune of their circumstance as compared to others. But they are in their own way diminishing the earth. Other inhabitants of the planet pay or will pay the consequences for them. An earth in that situation is not a good earth. It's not an earth that reflects my philosophy of the purpose of life. It's not an earth on a path to survival.